Every belly dancer beginner wants to know how to shimmy. Every intermediate belly dancer wants to know how to shimmy better. Basically, a shimmy is just a fast vibration of the lower body, but there is much more to it than that. Join any belly dance class forum and you'll even find lively debates on how they should be driven, hips, thighs or glutes. First, as an inspiration, let's look at someone who really knows how to shimmy, Georgette. A very big shimmy, which affects the whole body, if you keep your heels on the floor and relax your upper body, you will find the shimmy is confined below the waist. By varying the speed of your knees and varying the flexion, example, how far you bend them, you can vary the shimmy. Changing the emphasis of your movement will also change the shimmy. Try concentrating more on bending for a while, then shift your focus to straightening and show it affect the hips. The video on the right shows the effect when dancers vary the way she moves her knees. Knee shimmies. Beginners assume that shimmies come from the hips, but it doesn't. The shimmy is always driven by the other muscles. The hips just come along for the ride. If you're trying to make a shimmy with your hips, which is the obvious thing to do, two things happen. One, the muscles tense up and you won't get that gorgeous wobble. Two, there's a tendency for the hips to sway out to the side instead of the straight up and down. The most commonly taught driver is the knees. When you practice, try to focus on the knees and let everything else relax. That doesn't mean you should let your core go. Make sure you're holding your stomach muscles gently so your butt doesn't stick out. It may look sexy, but doing shimmies in that position will injure your back. The thigh shimmy. Not everyone agrees that using the knees is the way to go. Some may shimmy driven from the thighs. It looks the same on the surface. The knees are still bending and straightening, but if you look carefully, you will see the movement is more controlled. Done by an expert, this shimmy will produce a sharp shimmering vibration, in contrast to the jelly wobble of the knee shimmy. The glute shimmy. Some people claim that the glute shimmy is the only right way to shimmy. Others argue that the knee shimmy is more traditional. Personally, I think there's room for all varieties. A lady named Suhalia is the queen of the glute shimmy. If you want to excel her, the exercise from her belly dancing DVD. It's an essential drill. The shimmy itself is just the exercise brought up to speed, alternatively tightening and releasing each glute.
For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now shake it out. Hands behind you. Bring the legs together. Point the toes. Arms up. Inhale. Exhale, release and take it over. Now support your back by placing your hands under your legs and use your arms to pull yourself in. And remember, take it at your own pace.
Like the thigh shimmy, the glute shimmy is sharp and shimmery rather than soft and luxurious. Whatever your preference, once you've mastered the basic shimmy standing still, you can layer it with the multitude of moves. Figure of 8, hip slides, turning, walking on one leg. There are variations too with various names depending who you learn from, what style you're learning and what country you're in. The rocker shimmy, the tutu, 3/4 washing machine, the list goes on. And I haven't even mentioned shimmying your upper body. That's a whole other subject. Happy shimmering.